Hey there, friends. Glad you're here. You ever have one of those mornings where you're just sitting with a cup of coffee, watching the birds hop around the yard, and your mind starts to wander? That happened to me not long ago. I realized I hadn't been to the doctor in quite a while. Almost a year, give or take. Now, I don't say that like it's a badge of honor or anything, but it got me thinking. A lot of folks I know, folks in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, they don't go as much as they used to either. Not because they're careless, but because, well, life changes. So today, I thought we'd sit down and chat about that. Why we start skipping those appointments, what it really means, and how to keep ourselves feeling good without parking ourselves in the waiting room every other week. So, settle in, get comfortable, and let's talk. When fear whispers loudest, I want to start with something we don't always talk about over coffee: fear. A big reason people hold off on doctor visits is because they're plain scared. I'll tell you something honest. A few years back, I had this strange ache in my chest that wouldn't go away. Not sharp, just nagging. Every day I'd tell myself, I'll get it checked out next week. But underneath, I was worried it might be something serious. Heart stuff, you know? Scared me stiff. Eventually, my daughter talked me into going. Turned out it was muscle strain from hauling too many bags of mulch. I laughed, but the fear was real. That's the thing. When we've had brushes with illness, or watched loved ones go through it, that anxiety lingers. It can make us avoid the very place that could help. But if I've learned anything, it's this: facing what we don't know is braver than ignoring it. Bring someone with you if it helps. Ask all your questions. And remember, most of the time, the news isn't as scary as we imagined. Don't let worry stop you from finding peace of mind. Just plain worn out. Now let's talk about something we all know too well: getting worn out by the system. Going to the doctor these days can feel like running a marathon in slow motion. You sit in traffic, then in the waiting room. You fill out the same forms you've filled out 10 times before. Then it's a quick, "How are you feeling?" and a prescription slip on the way out. I remember one week when I had back-to-back appointments. Eyes on Monday, knees on Wednesday, skin on Friday. By Saturday, I felt like I'd lived in clinics all week. And all I heard was, "Keep an eye on it," and "Come back in 6 months." It's no wonder we pull back. After all, we want to enjoy this stage of life. Take a drive down the coast, spend time with the grandkids, finally learn to paint. Not juggle appointment cards like playing cards. But I'll say this: stepping back doesn't mean stepping away entirely. Maybe we just need to be pickier. See the folks who truly listen, who treat us like humans, not numbers. The ones who remember your name, and not just your chart. Trust isn't what it used to be. Another reason some folks back off is because, frankly, the trust starts to fray. You go in for one issue, say a sore shoulder, and next thing you know, you're being sent for 3 scans and 2 referrals. It's overwhelming. And when every doctor has a different opinion, it's easy to feel like you're stuck in a maze with no map. My buddy Earl went in last year for dizziness. After a parade of tests and a specialist or two, he was told nothing was wrong. A month later, still dizzy. He threw up his hands and said, "They don't know any more than I do." That kind of thing makes you question the whole system. Not because the doctors are bad people. Most of them are doing their best. But the setup? It can leave you feeling unheard and confused. What we can do is speak up. Take notes. Don't be afraid to say, "Wait, can you explain that again?" And if something doesn't sit right, get a second opinion. The good ones, the doctors who truly care. They'll welcome that. Less can sometimes mean more. Here's something that doesn't get said enough. Sometimes doing less can actually lead to more peace of mind. There's a term I heard once: over-doctoring. Basically, it means too many pills, too many tests, and too many appointments that don't really add much to your well-being. I had a friend named Martin, great guy, sharp as a tack. He was taking 8 different medications, all prescribed by different doctors. One day, his new physician looked at the list and said, "Let's clean this up." They cut it down to 4. A month later, Martin was sleeping better, felt steadier on his feet, and even started golfing again. Point is, stepping back isn't giving up. It's taking control in a new way. It's asking, do I really need all of this? And listening closely to your own body. Sometimes clarity comes not from doing more, but from simplifying. Finding new paths to feeling better. These days, I know quite a few folks who are leaning into alternative ways to take care of themselves and doing it with a lot of heart. My neighbor Ed stretches for 15 minutes every morning and swears it's helped his arthritis more than anything he's ever been prescribed. My cousin Annie took up water aerobics and hasn't touched a painkiller in months. And me? I've been sipping ginger tea every evening, and I sleep like a rock. Now, I'm not saying we all need to start doing Tai Chi at sunrise, but a lot of these simpler, natural approaches, they really can help, especially when they're part of a bigger picture of taking care of ourselves. It's about balance. We don't have to pick one side or the other. A smart doctor will work with you, not against you. So if something's working, stretching, healthy food, quiet time in the garden, keep at it. That kind of self-care is worth just as much as any prescription. What really matters. Now, as we get older, our idea of health starts to shift. It becomes less about perfect numbers on a chart and more about how we feel. I used to think being healthy meant never missing a checkup, but these days, I think it means being able to take a walk without huffing and puffing, or laughing with my grandkids until my stomach hurts, or just waking up without pain in my joints. After retiring, I started cooking simpler meals, more vegetables, less sugar. Not because anyone told me to, just because I wanted to feel better. And wouldn't you know it? I do. That's the thing. We don't always need a doctor to tell us what we already know. If a sunny walk makes you feel good, do it more. If reading in peace soothes your soul, make time for it. Life now isn't about squeezing in every appointment. It's about savoring every moment. Before you head out. So here's what I want to leave you with. If you're seeing your doctor less these days, it doesn't mean you're giving up. It might mean you're choosing to care for yourself in ways that feel right for you. And that's something to be proud of. Just don't ignore the signs your body gives you. Stay curious, stay informed, and don't be afraid to speak up. Most of all, be kind to yourself. We've made it this far, and these years, they're golden for a reason. If this chat felt like something you needed to hear, leave a comment and tell me about it. Or share your own story. I'd love to hear it. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe. There's plenty more good talk ahead. Take care out there, and I'll see you again real soon.